Annyeonghaseyo. I've been watching Jackson Wang from China, hence, you know, that clip where he goes like Annyeonghaseyo.
Hello! 안녕하세요!
Intros take me forever, so I'm cutting to the chase. I'm gonna be reviewing two foundations today. The first one is a Huda Beauty foundation. I recently got this. Oh, sorry, this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation. And I have the Maybelline Superstay foundation. I have heard that these two are pretty similar. And even when I was trying this on my friend, I did feel like it had the same finish and consistency as this foundation. The Maybelline foundation costs $11.99, which is basically $12 Bangladeshi takate. It's what, 1020-ish. Yes, I calculated beforehand because the math nite partam na korte mathar moddhe eto taratari. And this on the other hand costs $40, but amra to direct dollar rate e pabo na. When we bring this to Bangladesh egular price onek bere jay, so you would probably get this for 4,000 or even sometimes 5,000. I got this on sale for almost 2,600 something. Sale paisi beche gechi. I also got this on sale, so I got this for 1,200. It's usually 1,500 or something like that, but I got this on sale, so it was 1,200. So yeah, there's a huge price difference. So today our test is whether this is a dupe for this expensive foundation or not. Usually when I test out foundations, I apply moisturizer and just the foundation on one side, and on other side I wear some sort of primer to see how it looks like with and without primer. But since we are just gonna try two foundations, one on each side, I am just skipping the primer today and I'm sticking to moisturizer. I'm applying my simple moisturizer. Quite simple, nami simple এটা। আমি ভিডিও করার সময় মানুষ ড্রিল করবে, বাচ্চা কানবে, মামা মুরগি বেচবে, সবার এত কাজ কেন থাকে করার? এগুলো কি আগে করতে পারে না বা পরে করতে পারে না? Shake this up. I'm gonna as I said, আমি যখন কিছু একটা করি তখনই সবার কিছু একটা করার থাকে. Anyway, I took a bump of the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation because I'm just gonna apply this on one side, so I don't think I will be needing more than this. I have used this on myself. I did not personally like this on myself. I like this on other people. যাদের উপর আমি লাগাইছি কিন্তু নিজের উপর আমার ভালো লাগে নাই, নিজের উপর একটু drying লাগছে, but that could also be because it's spring and my skin is extremely dry during spring. So I'm just gonna see a few more times before forming my last opinion, final opinion. Yeah, okay, let's get started. And I did not color correct or anything because I did not want to alter the look of it. God. Okay, so when you first look at it, you might think that it's a bad shade match, but that is because my forehead and my chin is darker than this portion, but it does match with this portion of my face, and also this is the closest that I can get based on an online reference. And also, few things, I have said this earlier as well, I don't like the perfumey scent of this foundation. I typically do not like scents in my foundation unless it smells like the butter bronzer, but it's not something that I would hate it for. It's okay, but I would like it more if it didn't have the perfume. Okay, so this is basically just one layer of foundation. This is not even one whole pump. This is half a pump or even less. I don't think I need any more coverage, although I do have like hyperpigmentation right around here, so I can try covering that up. এদিকে কি আমি ফাউন্ডেশন দিছি? গেছে ও ফাউন্ডেশন? Oh, that did cover it up. So I don't want to build up the coverage anymore. এটাই আমার কাছে যথেষ্ট লাগে. I'm just gonna move on to the other side of my face with the Maybelline foundation. I'm just gonna be using the other side of the beauty blender so that I do not mix the two products, and I'm shaking these foundations before using them. Always shake your foundation so that like the pigments can mix together. So I'm done applying. As you can see, this side has the Huda Beauty foundation and this side has the Maybelline foundation. Oh, also I forgot to mention the shades. In the Maybelline foundation, I am in the shade Warm Sun, and on the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation, I am in the shade Butter Pecan. Yeah, Butter Pecan. Butter Pecan? Yeah, it's Butter Pecan. Is it pecan or pecan? Okay, so I zoomed in and this is what the foundation looks like. You can be the judge. I honestly feel like this side has more coverage than the Huda Beauty side. You can be the judge and say je kontar ki mone hocche. Ami a side just half a pump lagaiছি, a side half a pump lagaiছি, dono side equal amounts lagaiছি ami. This I feel like has like a very nicer undertone, jar karone I like this side of my face as opposed to this side of my face. I feel like etar undertone ta arektu yellow hole would be nicer. This certainly has a more yellow undertone. Oh, also this is basically a very neutral undertone. If you're someone who has extremely neutral undertones, you should get this. I mean, video bully that I'm a neutral undertones ase. My undertone is neutral as well, but it does have a hint of yellow. So every time I wear something yellow, it does look flattering on my skin, but a neutral color also does look nice on me as well. So if I just wore this all over my skin, you wouldn't be able to say if it's unflattering or not. But since I clearly have like two foundations on both sides, this stands out more because this has a nicer undertone than this side. If I picked a foundation which had a more yellow undertone but of this color, then I think it would look equally as flattering on my skin. Also, when I applied this foundation, I felt like the consistency and the texture of the foundations were almost identical. They legit felt the same, but I just can't tell why this side looks more high coverage than this side. As I said, this is just one layer, so I do not feel like this side is heavy, but I do think that if you layer up, it can feel a little heavy. I do not want to layer the Huda Beauty foundation, and I'll tell why. And I have built up the foundation, the Maybelline foundation in the past, and I know that it can feel heavy on your skin. The foundation itself is like a little moussey, so it has a heavier consistency. That is the only reason why I wouldn't really reach out to the Maybelline foundation, because firstly, ami matte foundations পছন্দ করলেও I would prefer it to have a more satin finish, like the LA Girl matte foundation. That is satin, that is almost satin, but it does not feel tacky on your skin. ধরলে you would feel like, oh, powder দিলে যেরকম একটা বেস অনেক স্মুথ হয়ে থাকে ওরকম হয়ে থাকতো, but when you would move around it would give you a very satin look, অত বেশি drying হইতো না. But here's the part. When I first applied the Huda Beauty foundation, I did think that it was drying, and I still think it is drying because as I look at the foundation, as I look at the foundation very up close, I can see exactly where I had the issue with the dryness, and I will zoom in further for you to be able to see that. The strangest thing হচ্ছে কি, this doesn't feel very drying, but it looks drying on your skin, and you can tell that very easily because আমার usually smile lines গুলা emphasize করে না, and if I show you the difference between this side and this side, আমার এই sideটা looks a little weird as opposed to this side. এই জায়গাগুলার fine lines গুলা বেশি prominent দেখায় than this side. I don't know if you can tell, but I definitely can tell that in camera, and I also found that when I first applied the Huda Beauty foundation, that this foundation does emphasize the lines around my mouth. So that is one con for me. One of the main things why I did not buy the Huda Beauty foundation earlier, and that is I've heard people break out after they would wear the foundation. However, I did not face any breakouts or anything as such after the first application. It has been over a week or more since I first applied the foundation. যদি কোনো কিছু হওয়ার থাকতো এতদিনে হয়ে যেত, but কিছুই হয় নাই. So I'll definitely take that out from the concerning boxes. Whether this foundation causes any breakouts or not, it doesn't. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some concealer underneath my eye and set that with some powder. I might just set this area or just lightly dust powder, very minimal amount, so that it does not really change the appearance of the foundation, because already I will say that this looks very drying. So powdered day, I do not want to make it drier. So yeah, I am gonna be using the Maybelline Superstay concealer. This is also something new, and I'm gonna be wearing these things for a long time today, so I will be able to test this out as well. Jeta crease kore kina. So yeah, you would also be able to see a review on this as well. Okay, I forgot to color correct, but I think that's okay. You would see how this works solely by itself. Oh god, this is a very light color. I have to bronze up my skin a lot today. Okay, so I just applied the foundation around my eyes. I kothao lagabo na, because I'm jodi onno jagay lagai, it necessarily would be the foundation mixed with the concealer, so it does strictly foundation review ta hobe na, jar karone I'm just jekhane dorkar okhane lagaisi. And then I'm just gonna set this with my Fit Me powder, setting around my nose because I will get oily around this area. I did not powder these two sides because my only concern as of right now is not to look funny around these places. I'm onek insecure like if like my smile lines are emphasized, because I know that they don't exist, and if things make them exist, I don't like it. For the places where I will be bronzing and contouring, I will be setting it with the Maybelline Superstay full coverage complete powder. It claims to last more than 16 hours. Oh, should I wear this until 16 hours? আমি আজকে টাইম লিমিট সেট করি নাই, আমি যতক্ষণ পড়ে থাকতে পারবো আমি পড়বো, বাট আমি তো ঘুমাইতে চাইছিলাম আগে। And anyway, I'm just gonna set this with the powder very lightly. আমি just নিয়ে আবার ডাস্ট করে দিতেছি because I just need my powders to go nicer. I think this color is very light for my skin. This is in the shade 220, so this definitely is lighter than my skin.
2 hours later.
As I was putting on powder, my camera battery chole gechilo as usual, so I just did the rest of my makeup, basically blush, bronzer, contour, ja korar chilo ta korchi, but the base, as in like the base is still the same. আমি আর powder দিই না, I'm just অনেক blush দিছি, as you can see. ফেটে বের হয়ে যাচ্ছে tomato. Okay, so I totally forgot to like zoom in and show the entire face just with the foundation before powdering and after powdering, so I'm just gonna zoom in to show how it looks like right now with the makeup. So this side is the Maybelline side and this side is the Huda Beauty side. Do you see that this issue? Do you see this? I don't like this skin. This area looks nice. And here's my forehead. So overall, the base up till this portion is fine, but I do not like how everything looks just around here. Not on this side, but on this side. The only issue that I have is just a side tie. So overall, I think that the Huda Beauty foundation itself, it's good. And I think I've heard this before as well, that it oily skin is bhalo, but for drier skins, you cannot really say if this is good or not. And my sister said the same thing, that it probably wouldn't suit me. My skin type is more towards the drier side in terms of combination skin. I do have combination skin, but I lean towards the drier side. Like the places other than my T-zone is very drying. Even places near my T-zone, for example, this area, sometimes even this area of my nose, they will look very dry, and I sometimes struggle so much because my skin starts to flake. But just a few areas, you know, where I would naturally, or like we would naturally sweat and produce oil, I produce oil on those areas. So that's that. I will be wearing this foundation throughout the entire day. It's currently 3. I think I put the foundation around 2 p.m. and I'm not sure how long I'll be wearing this. I might try to wear this for 16 hours, but I have to sleep early. So I think I will be at least wearing this for the next 8 hours. So yeah, stay tuned. Hello, I'm back after 10 hours. So this is how the foundation looks like after 10 hours of wear. কেমনে জানি বলছি 10 ঘন্টা পরে এরকম লাগতেছে আর কি। এখন 12টা বাজে, এখন বাজে রাত 12টা বেজে 1 মিনিট। And I wore this foundation at 2 p.m. today, earlier. This is how the foundations look like. This is the Maybelline Superstay foundation, and this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation. To zoom in even more, I'm just going to quickly show the sides and then get back to saying whatever that I want to say. Also, I know that my eyeliner looks gross. Please don't judge. Okay. So I'm just gonna look at my skin with a mirror up close to see how it looks like. Okay, first of all, the dryness. The dryness definitely faded out throughout the day as I wore the foundation, and that is obviously because my natural oils started to come out as the day progressed. And I know that this tends to happen with foundations that are matte. That is why I sometimes do not fear wearing matte foundation, because I know that when my natural oils will start peeking through, it's gonna look a little less powdery or matte, whatever that you call it. So I do like this finish as of this moment because the dryness has faded away. It looks nice. It doesn't look like my fine lines are being emphasized whatsoever. So there goes the dryness. I do like the finish of foundations when they tend to look like this. They look very nice and dewy. But is it something that everyone will love? That's on you. Also, another thing, that is, I had a lot of things to do today, right? I had to go to a shoot, so I was sweating, and after that I had to go to a client, and I wore my mask for more than 3 hours straight. I did not open it at all. So obviously when you're wearing a mask, it is gonna disrupt your base. It is gonna stick to your base, sometimes even gonna move it around whatsoever. So I expected some level of transfer. So let's see what happened. Okay, today I wore a white mask so that it's easy to identify whether there was transfer or not. And I had this one, and I had this like this. This side had the Huda Beauty one, and this side had the Maybelline one. So if I flip it over, drum roll. So this is the Huda Beauty side. I don't know if you can tell, but this side has more transfer than the Superstay one, which was pretty shocking for me. Mostly the foundation came off from this area, but when you look up close, you cannot really tell that the foundation came off. It's basically the layer of extra foundation that we may have put earlier. The thing with foundation hoche ki, even if you think that you are applying the right amount of foundation, we applied half, right? Half on both sides. Now it was more, because when our makeup melts, the entire base does not melt. The first layer melts, and that is what gets transferred with our natural oil. And that is what transferred to this mask, not the entire base. So in order for a base to be completely budge-proof, transfer-proof, waterproof, or whatever proof, it has to have that thing that the first layer would not also transfer. But I do not want to be this unrealistic. It's Bangladesh after all. We have a very hot and humid weather. Regardless of how good the foundation may be, it is going to budge, it is going to transfer, and I know it. So I do not have high levels of expectations from that, but I was pretty shocked that the Huda Beauty one transferred more than the Superstay one, because I don't know, I just thought that the Huda Beauty one would transfer less. But I would say though that they are working on the new formula. As of this moment, the formula of foundation that I used is not in production anymore. They're coming out with a new formula. Given that the old formula is going off production, you can find this in a very less price in a lot of pages in Bangladesh especially. So I know that there are a lot of people. I myself bought this foundation because I firstly didn't know that this was because they're working on a new formula. I thought that this was a general sale, so I just got it from sale. But all the previous formulas are on sale right now, so if anyone wants to get the hands on this foundation, you can. I know for a fact that a lot of people love this foundation, and that really pushed me to get this. I was really skeptical about getting this foundation because of a lot of reasons. আমি শুনছি অনেক মানুষের গোটা হয়েছে, আমি অনেক মানুষের অনেক কিছু শুনছি. So I personally feel like this isn't completely worth my investment. I would rather buy something else if I knew, and I would definitely put my money into buying the Superstay foundation because firstly it's cheaper and you can buy 3 bottles of that foundation with the amount of money that you're gonna be putting after just 1 bottle of Huda Beauty Faux filter. I really hope that the new formula is bomb because it says that it's gonna be a 24 long hour foundation, so hopefully that's gonna be nice. But overall, as you saw, I think it's wise to invest in the Superstay foundation. And if you have similar skin type like mine, the Huda Beauty one might not be the best fit for you. So if you are someone with a little towards the oilier side, this may look nice on you. My friends who have oilier skin, they like this foundation because it looked more natural on their skin. On my skin personally, it looked a little more drying. After 10 hours of wear, it started looking natural. But আমি তো obviously 10 ঘন্টা পর একটা ইভেন্টে যাব না, একটা মেকআপ করে বসে থাকবো না 10 ঘন্টা আগে থেকে. I would want immediate results. So yeah, I think that concludes it. আর কি বলা লাগবে? কিছু বলা লাগবে? অনেক কিছু বলছি. Anyway, I am just gonna add some photos as usual, so you can be the judge of this. And yeah, I think we have a clear winner. Ta-da! So yeah, that's it. I'm our allergies, so bye.